journey begin. Who win this year's championship? Come feel the heat of this dream. Witness the strength and confidence of those who face these challenges, cause in the end we all win. Insurance Premier League. Insurance Premier League. Insurance Premier League. Insurance Premier League. Everybody say the ball has hit the bat. Whoa, whoa. Fielders are running to catch it. Is a six, so will it be a four? We scream, we roar. Oh my God, the tension soar. The pressure, the skill on display is amazing. What can I say? Let the claps run in millions, as if cricket is our religion. Let's go. If you wanna be the best, play with courage and confidence. Level up your game to be prominent. Don't forget it's your time to shine. Play tough but remember to be kind. Let's see who tops at the finish line. Insurance Premier League. Insurance Premier League. Insurance Premier League. Insurance Premier League.
End of the first over, 14 for the loss of no wickets. Zanal batting 12 of 5 with 2 boundaries. Imran just faced 1 ball for the single. Pratish was the one who went for 14 runs in that over. Mohammad Ikram is the one to bowl the second over, operating the second new ball along with Pratish. It's a high octane clash between these two. The winners of this will make it to the finals. And he's bowled him first ball, chop. 14 for the loss of 1 wicket. Zanal has to walk back to the pavilion. He's bowled. Have a look at that. Rooted to the crease and chops this onto his stumps. And Ikram making an impact right away with the first ball. Zanal is out for 12 of 6 with 2 boundaries to his credit. Out for 12 of 6 bowled by Mohammad Ikram, 2 boundaries to his credit, no sixes, and this promises to be a cracker of the game in the elite clash. As I said, the new man Sagar Kalyan coming in at number 3. 8 matches, 251 runs. Short ball, plays it towards the point region. Complete 1, and they come back for the second. Both these teams had won their respective first games, where Omega got the better of defending champions Orient, and ANIB Bulls on a Sunday morning had got the better of Watania. Edges this one through to the third man area for 4. It's all happening out there. Boundaries coming in plenty and a wicket to fall. Score moves on to 20 with just 9 balls into the game. Have a look at that. Induces the edge. There's no slip and beating the short third man towards the fence for 4 more. This time squaring up, keeping it on the 6 to 8 meter, the good length spot, and Sagar, very watchful, plays it back to the bowler. Again, another edge induced. This time the third man is being sent back, so they complete 1. And a weak throw allows the batsman to come back for the second. So these are the moments that both these teams will want to seize from each other, getting that extra. And the moment they saw that the fielder was a bit slow, Sagar turned back to take strike. So 2 more runs, 22 for 1. Last ball of the second over. Shot down leg side will be called a wide. Wanted to surprised the batsman with that, but ended up bowling from round the wicket, from down the leg side, and give away another single. 23 for 1. Ikram coming to bowl the last ball of the over. Plays this with soft hands to the man at point, and they complete a single. End of the second over. 10 runs coming off it, 24 for 1. Man out Zanal for 12 of 6. Mohammad Ikram has just faced 1 ball for 1 run, and Sagar is batting 9 of 5. पीछे पड़े थे दूसरे मैच का टॉस कर जब तक करूँ कैमरामैन नहीं आया तो ये लोग निकल गए.
ठीक है, नो प्रॉब्लम.
Okay.
I will like try to.
First ball plays it down towards the long on area for a single. Saga moves on to 10. Sco moves on to 25. Onto the pass, down leg side will be called a wide, so one more run to the total. This time off the back foot, plays it towards the man at short cover. Keeps the score to 26. Plays it towards the leg side, towards the square leg area. There's a fielder there, keeps it down to a single. Score moves on to 27. Prati's just giving away 3 runs of the first 3 balls, so this over is managed to keep it tight so far. Needs to continue this way. Both these batsmen will fish on area outside, asking for a stifled appeal. Drawing the batsman into a false stroke, nearly getting it. But score remains at 27 for 1. Down the leg side, will not be getting that one for sure. It's going way down leg side. The umpire signaling a leg by. Off the bat rather. So that was 1 run, 2. The batsman is 11 of 8. And Mohammad Imran is batting 2 of 3. Comes back into the opener slot. Plays it towards short square and they complete a single. End of the third over. 29 for the loss of 1 wicket. Over number 4 to begin. Ikram, the What a successful previous over. Gave away 10 runs but managed to get 1 wicket. Is now bowling his second over. Okay, making sure the man behind square is quite fine. Bowling to Imran. Onto the pads. Is that going down leg side? It wasn't that short a ball for him to take that stroke, but ends up getting hit onto the knees. Sagar just going down to have a check with him whether he's okay. Replay करना. हाँ ये वाला replay दिखाना. Have a look at that. Going down leg side and hitting him over the knee roll. That prompted the umpire not to give that. And this time drives this smartly towards mid-off and they complete a single. Takes the score on to 30 of 3.2 overs. Brings Sagar on to strike. No slips in place. Plays it high in the air over the mid-off fielder. And couple of bounces into the fence he goes. It was pitched up for him to take that lofted drive. And straight enough to go into the fence. 34 for 1. Takes him on to 15. Again, a wild swing that was not there. It didn't bounce that much. It was low enough. So keeps the score on to 34 for 1 after 3.4. Time drives back past the bowler. They complete a single. Ikram couldn't stop the ball completely, so allowed them to get that single. It's gone for 16 of the 1.5, and the score is 35 for 1 at the rate of 9.13. The last ball of the fourth over coming up. Ikram on strike. Edges this one back past the wicketkeeper, going towards the fine leg area. They complete one and hesitatingly finish the second one as well. End of the over, 37 for 1 after 4. for 4.4 overs, as Pratish has given away boundary of the second ball of this over, and another boundary being conceded at the fifth ball. So he's gone expensive so far. 2.5 overs, he's gone for 28, and score moves on to 46. We're just in the fifth over of the game. Have a look at that. Enough hands to be freed, and no chance for any fielder to field that one. 9.52 is the run rate at which they're going. This time down leg side, no chance of the keeper, and 5 wide. So the 50 coming up for ANIB Bulls after choosing to bat. 51 for the loss of 1 wicket. With 1 ball left in the fifth over, have a look at it. Overcompensating this one, but the swing was far too much for the keeper to negate, and ends up giving 5 wides. His figures now 33 for no loss, for no wicket in 2.5. Needs to make sure he closes this out without much, as he bowls it into the batsman this time. Plays it with soft hands towards long on for a single. 5 completed, 52 for the loss of 1. Mohammad Ikram batting 15 of 12, and Saga batting 17 of 12. Pratish 34 runs of the 3 overs that he's bowled. Ikram to continue, and Imran plays it back to him. Dot ball. It's been a steady flow of runs for ANIB Bulls. Both these teams boasting of top heavy batting, and some of the guys with good hits, as this time he plays it in the air and straight to the man, the wicket keeper, and the second wicket down. Surprised him with that bouncer, came up to him and he gloved it towards the wicket keeper. Have a look at that replay. Ikram bending his back, bouncing it, and he tried to maneuver it towards the fine leg, gets a top edge and straight into the keeper's gloves. So it's 52 for 2 in 5.2. Yeah. Mohammad Ikram out for 15 of 14 balls. caught by Mohammad Imran, off Mohammad Ikram. 15 or 14 balls with 2 boundaries. Started showing a promise in this innings, but in the end is out. Which brings Syed Maktoum to the center at number 4. Carrier recover. Having a look at Syed Maktoum, 11 innings, 164, strike rate 174. All these batsmen having strike rates in the mid 140s plus or more. Drives us back to the bowler. Misfield there, and the misfield at mid-off. The complete one. Pratish is the one who does the fielding, allows Syed Maktoum to get off the mark with that single. 5.4 overs completed. 53 for 2. In the air, over the man at point, towards the point boundary for 4. It was short and waiting to be hit. And he gets a boundary for that, takes the score on to 57. Short and width on offer. Sits up to be hit nicely. Just the flow of the hands. And the ball into the fence for 4. Last ball of the power play, 57 for 2. Drives us down the ground towards long on. They complete one, a misfield there. They complete the second quite easily and now come back for the third. So end of power play, 60 for 2. Sagar Kalyan batting 24 of 14. Syed Maktoum has just come to the crease, is 1 of 2. And Mohammad Ikram is gone for 26 for 2 in the 3 overs that he's bowled. Over number 7, Jinu comes in first change. This one bowling a gentle outswinger, and Sagar, they're quite happy to play it down towards the man it covers. The field restrictions have been taken. So the batsmen have enough spaces within the infield. There are more boundary riders, but that opens up scoring opportunities from the 30-yard circle towards the boundary. This time drives it back to the past the bowler towards the man at long off. single. Score moves on to 63. Placing with soft hand, Syed gets a single. Gino is on the money but not able to induce those dot balls to start creating the pressure. Both these batsmen taking minimum risk. Again, driving down straight into the non-striker's sticks. No run there. Driven down towards mid-on, they complete a single. The man misfielding there, but ensuring that he doesn't give away that extra run. This time driven down towards the long off area. They complete a single. One more run added. End of the over. 6 runs coming off it. 66 for 2 at the end of 7. Rami is coming in a second change, consecutive overs with the new ball bowlers being taken off the attack now. Rami comes into bowl. The 8th over. This time starts off with a in swinger. Saga plays it down to long off for a single. Score moves on to 67. Right up to the batsman. This one going down towards long on. By the time the Ikram comes around, they complete the double. Sagar Kalyan was quick off the blocks as soon as he played that shot. And Syed Maktoum giving him that cover together, ensuring that they complete the second run quite easily. shot pulled towards the mid-wicket area. One bounce to the fielder. Trying to surprise the batsman with that short ball. Gets a single. Right up to the batsman, trying to york him. He plays it with soft hands towards the man at long on. This time Ikram quite quick to pounce onto the ball. Keeps it down to a single. Score moves on to 71. We're in the 8th over. Cuts this one towards point. No chance for any fielder. It was slightly short. And Sagar is too good a batsman to leave that one alone. Sends this towards the point boundary for 4. In the slot, free his arms. And by the time you could blink your eye, that ball was racing towards the point boundary for 4 more. 75 for 2. Again, up to the slot. Plays it over the man. It covers the complete one. Slight fumble. And they easily come back for 2 more. A chance of an overthrow, but good cover from the man at short mid-wicket. End of the over. 8 completed. 11 of this over. 77 for 2. Over number 9, Jiju bowling to Syed Maktoum, who plays it down the ground for a single. Takes the score on to 78. With both these teams having a lot of batsmen, ANIB Bulls should be fancying to get at least 220 on this wicket, as he drives us down the ground for a single. Takes the score on to 79. What Jiju is doing is bowling within the line of the stumps, not giving them any chance to free their arms. So all they can do is play down the ground. Again, slight bit of shape coming from middle and leg towards the off stump for a single. Takes the score on to 80. 80 for 2 after 8.3 overs. Down the ground, plays it to bisects the point and the gully fielder for 4 more. Sagar had enough of sighters from Jiju, and this time, knowing that he is going to keep bowling into the channel, decides to advance down the track, take it on, and move slightly leg side, which gives him that option of going through with the hands towards the offside. 4 more to the total. Takes score on to 84. Current run rate of 9.69. Takes Sagar on to 42 of 24. Wide down leg side. 1 more run to the total. Takes the score on to 86. This time drives us towards the cover boundary. The fielder there. By the time he fields and sends it back, they come back for 2 more. Takes the score on to 87 with 1 ball to go in the 9th over. Drives this towards the extra cover boundary for 4 more. This is batting of the highest quality out here. Pitched up, just gets to the pitch of the ball and drives it through. Have a look at that. Pitched up to him, and the camera too couldn't follow him that great. All they could see is that the ball going into the fence for 4 more. 91 for 2 at the end of 9. Over number 10, Ramesh to continue. Trying to lap this one down leg side, will be called a wide. Good take by the keeper, Mohammad Imran. Moving to his left and ensuring that he doesn't give any more than the wide run that's been called. Score moves on to 92. Asking for an LBW, going down leg side. No way, that was all the 3 sticks were seen as soon as that one was heading down to the legs towards the leg stump. Sagar just having a word with the batsman to stay still. Again, drives us on the up towards wide, long off. By the time the fielder can come around, 2 more added. Score moves on to 94. Ball number 4 of the 10th over glides this towards the man at short third man, and an easy single to get the score to 95. Going at 10 runs and over. Much better ball, slightly shorter in length, but Sagar Kalyan is just playing this towards short third for another single. Takes the score on to 96, takes him on to 49 of 27. Back to the bowler. End of last ball of the 10th over coming up. They change sides after this. Sagar Kalyan is batting 49 of 27, 6 boundaries to his credit with no sixes, strike rate of 181, as plays it with soft hands towards the man at mid-wicket. They come for a single, that's it. End of 10 overs, 97 for 2. Scorecard लगा दूं? Summary लगा दूं? फिर नहीं, so इसको किधर है? Scorecard बैट्समैन पहला ना? As we have a look at the scorecard, after Zanal won the toss, elected to bat, he opened it with Mohammad Imran. He is bowled by Mohammad Ikram for 12 of 6. And then Mohammad Imran was caught by Mohammad Imran off the bowling of Mohammad Ikram, 15 of 14. Since then, Sagar Kalyan was batting 49 of 27 with 6 boundaries. And Syed Maktoum is batting 11 of 13. Current run rate 9.70. As we have a look at the bowling card and the fall of wickets. Pratish Nair 3 overs 34 runs, no wicket. Ikram, the pick of the bowlers, 3 overs 26 for 2. Jiju 2 overs 20. Ramesh Nawab 2 overs 17. And now we see Shane Alam, the captain, coming in to bowl. Fall of wickets, the first wicket fell at 14 and then the second one at 52. First ball, plays it towards deep mid-wicket. Syed Maktoum off strike, gives him to 12 or 14. Brings Sagar to the centre. Is one away from a 50 and more. Plays it back to the bowler. Shane Alam fielding the ball. Drives us down towards long off. That's his 50 of 29 balls, 6 hits to the fence. And a quiet acknowledgement to his dressing room. His partner coming forward to congratulate him. Sign of trust between batters who enjoy each other's success. This time cuts this one towards short third and they complete a single relatively easily. This is where Omega has to try to plug those runs. Don't give away those extra runs which helps them, as the 100 comes up in 10.4. Drives this over covers and a handsome looking maximum. It was just pitched up and just the pickup shot. Have a look at that. Not much effort. He knows that the wind's going to carry that. It's the favorable side for all the batters. And the moment it was pitched up, opens his legs up and just deposits it over the cover for 6. onto the pads towards short fine, and the single being completed takes the score on to 107. 10 runs coming off that over, 11 complete, 107 for 2. Sorry, 1. Is that the over? Yes, it is. A bit of a confusion, and it's been called over. Over number 12, Ramesh to continue. Goes down leg side, plays it towards the man, it covers, and they complete a single. Brings Syed Maktoum on strike. He plays it towards covers, and the moment you misfield, the opportunity is seized by the Al Nabuda Insurance batsmen. They get another extra run for the side. So what should have been 109 for 2 is now 110 for 2. 11.2 overs. Laps this one towards fine leg. A fielder has to come around and keeps it down to 2 more runs. Takes the score on to 112. Shot pulls this towards the deep mid-wicket boundary. The fielder coming around, and again Omega ANIB Bulls batsman seizing that small little opportunity that comes their way. Drives it back towards the bowler. No run there. Two more balls left in the over. Places it towards backward or square. They finish one and they easily come back for the second. No sweat at all. So on 3 instances in the over where they should have just given away a single, they've given away 2 runs. End of 12 overs, 116 for 2. Over number 13 and a misfield. The ball into the fence. Shane Alam not happy with his fielder there at long on. Score moves on to 120. And Mohit moves on to 62 of 33. This time drives this over towards the cover region. One bounce towards the fielder. One more run. Score moves on to 121. And this time Syed going onto the back foot, plays it towards deep mid wicket, and by the time the fielder is in, another couple of runs. Sagar moving to 23 of 21. Sorry, Syed Maktoum was on 23 of 21. Sagar is now 63 of 34. Much better ball. Just keeps held its line and beats the outside edge into the keeper's gloves. 17 of the 1.4 he is bowled. This time goes onto the back foot, cuts this one to the left of the man at extra cover, and no chance for him. Slightly short and pounces onto that one and into the cover boundary for 4 more. 127 for 2. Have a look at that. Slightly short onto the back foot. Cuts it. No chance for the man inside the ring. And the man at the boundary unable to put the dive in. This time sweeps this one over the square leg boundary. Wait for the umpire's signal. Four runs given. So back-to-back boundaries to end the over. Goes on to the knee, sweeps this one over square leg. One bounce just a few meters inside, and the score is now 131 for 2. 25 runs is given in the 2 overs that he's bowled. Saad comes into bowl. Cuts this one into the pitch, straight to the man at short cover, but a dot ball to start. No shot offered, so the umpire will not let that run to be taken. Pitching outside leg. No shot offered, but probably pitching outside leg. That is why the LBW is out of the equation there. 132 for 2. Again, this time sweeping this one, knowing that this is going to be in that zone. And another boundary to Syed, who now goes on to 35 of 26. Up to him and plants his right foot outside the off stump, gets in front of the ball and sends us backward of square. There's no chance for the fielder at square leg. Takes the score on to 136. This time quite up to the pads, straight to the man at square leg, but still the single not being prevented. 6 runs of the first 4 balls brings Sagar Kalyan on strike. This time drives it down towards the long off area. They complete one, quickly completing this run. And if the opportunity arises, they can come back for the second. They are more than happy to do that. 7 runs of the over so far. This is the 14th over, 138 for 2. Conditions too good for batting. The wicket has nothing much to offer for the bowlers. And the batsmen of their caliber are quite happy to convert their scores to big ones, as Sagar at the moment is showing 140 for 2 at the end of 14. Syed batting 38 of 28. Sagar batting 65 of 36, and 9 runs coming off the first over of Saad. Over number 15 slashes us hard over the third man boundary for 4. Faizuddin Faizanuddin coming into the attack and dishes out a short ball outside off stump. And have a look at that. Sagar into place, cuts this one over the man at short third, and 4 more to the total. Takes the score on to 144. And takes Sagar on to 69 of 37. This time backs away, plays it towards the man at covers, the fielder there. And another quick fumble. The second run is completed quite easily. Takes the score on to 146. He's got 8 boundaries and a 6 to his credit. Slightly short, goes on the back foot, plays it towards long off for a single, gets off strike. Takes the score on to 147. Both these teams vying for the top spot in the table. A win here more or less guarantees a place for them in the finals. Trying the reverse sweep. It was too full for that. Doesn't need to do that. They've played good cricket so far. They have used the crease well. They have used the park well. There is no need to play a shot which is not of any percentage. Runs have come in a steady manner. This time drives this towards the man at short third. Good bit of fielding and a good bit of effort. Should pep them up a bit. Takes the score on to 148 with the ball to go. 8 runs coming off this over. Been steadily scoring at the rate of 10 runs an over. And with the last 5 overs and 8 wickets in hand, they can up that ante at will. Slightly short, he had to reach for that, and this time it beats the man at point and goes away towards the fence for 4. Trying to outsmart the batsman, but in the end giving up 4 more runs. 76 of 40 to Sagar. The 150 coming up. Have a look at that. He backed away. He tried to hit it away from his zone, but Sagar was good enough to send that to the fence. 152 for 2. Over number 16 to start, 152 for 5. Saad induces a false stroke from the batsman. Syed trying to force the issue here. A run of the first ball. It's a leg by. And takes him off strike. Brings Sagar onto strike. He's now 39 of 31. Sagar 76 of 40. Goes onto the back foot, plays it towards the man at deep mid wicket. By the time the fielder comes around, they already put the pressure on the fielder. They're right on the boundary line. So by the time they come in, they've already off the blocks for the second run. 155 for 2. This time a bad ball, and helped it on its way to fine leg for 6. Tried to be quick and outfox him. Ended up bowling down the wrong line, and Sagar, with the repertoire that he has, just helps it. Have a look at that. just stands and lapses over fine leg, and about a good 5 to 6 meters away from the boundary line for 6 more. He moves on to 84 or 42 with a strike rate of 200. Propels the score to 161. Cuts this one and through that point fielder for 4 more. Takes the score on to 165. Takes him on to 88 or 43. Slightly short and cuts this one. No chance for any of the fielders to even move. This time drives this down towards long on for a single. Last ball of the over coming up. Down the ground, plays it in the air towards long on. One bounce towards the long on fielder. Single completed. 167 for 2 at the end of 16 overs. Seven for 2 after 16. Jiju back into the attack. 2 overs, 20 runs. This time, Syed playing down towards the long on boundary for a single. Jiju running his fingers over. That's what Syed was indicating. Takes the score on to 168. The joint forces at the score of 52. Since then, they have a partnership of 116 runs. Chips this one over the infield and towards the vacant deep point area for 4 more. Turning it down now. He's into the 90s in 93 or 45. Have a look at that. Just backs away, exposes his stumps. He follows him, but he opens the blade at the right moment to send this over the point region for 4 more. 172 for 2. This time plays it towards the man at deep cover. A single takes him on to 94 or 46. Takes the team total to 173 for 2. Down leg side, it's a wide, trying to steal that extra run, but not to be. Jiju trying to follow Syed. no. .174 for 2. Down the ground, chips this towards the wide of extra cover for 4 more. Expensive over, already 11 runs coming off the 4 balls with 2 more to go. Takes Syed on to 45. Comes down, chips this over the man at covers, and couple of bounces into the fence he goes. 31 of the 2.4. Syed Mukhtum. Full toss, plays it towards long leg and 4 more. And he races away to 49 of 35. The fielder putting in the dive, but it was too quick for him. Onto the pads, helps it way to his long leg. The fielder had just a few meters to run, but that was too quick for him. And the ball into the fence for 4 more. Score moves on to 182. Run rate now reaching 10.8. They were hovering around the 9.5 to 10, and now in the last few overs have taken it to 10.81. Plays it in the air. Couple of bounces, and the moment there's a slight misfield. 2 more runs, and the 50 coming up for Syed Maktoum. 51 of 36. Five boundaries to him, and supported Sagar Kalyan. In the air and over the mid-wicket boundary for a maximum 100 for Mohit Kalyan of 47 balls. 11 boundaries, 3 sixes, and he takes off his helmet and acknowledges his teammates. Ikram bowling it into his legs, and he sends this over the mid-wicket boundary for a maximum. And another max chance of a catch, and dropped at mid wicket. 2 runs to Sagar. बोल जल्दी. हाँ? और क्या ड्रॉप हो? जल्दी बोल. किधर है तू? अभी भी ट्यूशन पे है? I'll reach home by 11:15. Okay. 11:30 भी हो सकता है. Okay. Round the wicket, plays it towards the extra cover boundary for 4 more, takes the score on to 196. Bolo. मैं कॉल करता हूँ आपको 10 मिनट में. Okay, bye. 196, they're turning it on. They know they've got 8 wickets in hand and a handful of deliveries, so they'll be going full throttle on every delivery that is now bowled. 196 for 2, 106 of 49 to Sagar. This time chips this over the man at covers. There's nobody there. He's just toying around with the bowling right now. He picks his spot and sends the ball there. Have a look at that. Just clears his leg. And Ikram bowling the wrong length. This is not the length you got to bowl to a batsman who is in full flow. You need to go full into the block hole if you can. And 2 more runs to the total. Much better this time. The moment you bowl it in the good length spot, with his range of shots that he has, he can move the ball around. The score moves on to 204 for 2, crossing the 217.4 overs. 46 for 2 for Mohammad Ikram. He's the only guy who's got the wicket so far. And this time into the block hole. The difference there being that he gave away a single. So that's what he should have been doing in the start of the over. But at the end of 18, it's 205 for 2 with Saga 115 of 52. Syed Maktoum batting 51 of 36. Rami is coming into bowl. 3 overs, 26 for him. In the air, over the man at third man for 4 more. There is no hiding for any of the bowlers tonight. The form that Sagar is in, he's just picking his spots. Have a look at that. Pitches. The moment it pitches, he slashes hard and sends this towards the boundary. Again, the mistake of bowling it on the good length. He's happy to play there because he's backing away. Much better this time. This is what he should have done. Finally, a wicket. Mohit Kalyan is bowled for 119 of 54 balls. Batsmanship of the highest order, but finally it comes to an end at the score of 209. Out for 119 of 54 balls, 13 boundaries, 4 sixes. And Ramesh puts an end to his show. New batsman Mohammad Uzair. Nine matches, 245, strike rate of 235. Have a look at the replay. Have a look at that. This time slightly slow and slightly quicker rather. The moment he cut it with that bat, he couldn't get any bat onto it and ends up losing his stumps. Not after he's entertained with superb batting performance. Uzair, first ball and over the long off boundary for a maximum. He doesn't need any sighters. He knows that he has the license to go after the bowling right after ball 1, because they hardly have 9 balls left. And 7 more wickets in the hut. How many more can you get? 215 for 3. Again, lofts this one in the air over the mid-wicket area for another maximum, and into the practice area for another 6, 221. He's just going to go after it. Have a look at that slot ball and those big broad shoulders, and that big broad bat takes that ball over the mid-wicket area by at least 25 to 30 meters. Another one and a hat-trick of 6s. Takes the score to 227. 22 runs coming off that over with a ball to spare. What does Uzair do? Have a look at that. Slightly short. You again doing the same mistake of bowling it in the slot. You either bowl it short and surprise him, or you go quite full under the bat. You might get hit for a 6, but your chances of getting a dismissal or getting away with a single or 2 are much easier. But the moment it's in the good length spot, these batsmen with their repertoire are going to send this over the fence. This time over the third man for the 4th 6. Ends the over with 28 runs coming off it. If Ramiz thought that he had got the wicket and got the better of Al Nabuda, I should have thought again. He's gone for 4 boundaries by Uzair, who's just come and tonked them 3 down the leg side. The moment he's bowled it outside the off stump with the ball not even hitting the middle of the bat, but still takes it over the fence for 6. 233 for 3. Last over coming up. Trying to make sure he has the fielder at the right place. This time it's Syed Muqaddam who joins the party. So 5th consecutive 6 since the fall of Sagar Kalyan. Again, the slot ball. And easy pickings for these two gentlemen out in the center. The partnership is worth 30 of the 5 balls that they played together. Batting 57 of 37. Full toss, and is that the 6th 6? Yes, it is. 6 consecutive 6s between these two. And 36 of 6 balls. 245 is the score. This was a full toss, trying to go Yorker, missed it by a few inches and sees that one going into the mid-wicket boundary for 6 more. This time much better, drives it down the ground for a single. 19.3 overs, 246, and gives Uzair the opportunity to have a go again. He's got 4 sixes of the 4 balls that he's faced. Every ball that these two have faced so far since the fall of Sagar Kalyan's wicket is a part of the highlights package. It's 6 raining 6s. Much better ball. Yorker digs it out towards the long off. They are so quick and they come back for 2 more. Takes the score on to 248 with a couple of balls left in the innings. He's batting 26 of the 5 balls. This time edges this one towards the deep point boundary. The 250 coming up. 252 for 3. And he is now 30 of 6 balls. He bowled it full, but he opens the face of the bat and through the gully region for 4. Last ball coming up, 252 for 3. So just loosening himself up, drives us down the ground. They complete 1, and a misfield gets them that second run. 254 for 3 at the end of 20 overs. Uzair finishing the innings with the 3 with 32 of 7. Have a look at the scorecard. Zanal bowled Mohammad Ikram for 12 of 6. Mohammad Imran off the bowling of Ikram for 15 of 14. Sagar Kalyan, an enterprising 119 of 54 balls. Syed Maktoum partnering Sagar, and then Uzair for 64 of 39, and then Uzair Khan coming and blasting off 32 of 7 with 4 sixes and a boundary to his couple of boundaries to his credit. Total score 254 for 3 with 12 extras. We have a look at the bowling card. A sorry looking bowling card for Omega Insurance. Pratish Nair 3 overs 34 runs, no wicket. Mohammad Ikram 4 overs 47 runs, 2 wickets. Jiju Janardhan 4 overs 58 runs, no wicket. Ramesh Nawab 4 overs 54 runs, 1 wicket. Shane Alam 2 overs 25 runs, Saad Khan 2 overs 23 runs, and Faizuddin Syed 1 over 12 runs. The 3 wickets to fall, the first one at 14, second one at 52, and the third one at 209. So Mammoth 255 is what Omega Insurance needs if they want to get the better of Al Nabuda Insurance Brokers. We'll have the chase coming up in the next few minutes and have a break. Thank you. Welcome back after that blazing end to the innings of Al Nabuda, ending at 254. It's Omega Insurance now who has to fight fire with fire if they want to make it to the score of 255. Jiju on strike, Imran with him. And first ball, Uzair pitching it on middle-in leg, shaping it away. So Jiju missed out on that one. So no runs on board. Starting at a run rate required of 12.75. And straight away with the dot ball, it jumps to 12.86. Jiju on strike. Uzair coming to bowl the second ball. Onto the pads, plays it towards the long on for a boundary. 4 runs to the total. This time he was well prepared for that one. He made sure he brings his foot down at the right time, and the bat just clipping this towards wide long on for boundary. 4 runs to Jiju, 4 runs to Omega Insurance. This time slightly slow. Zanal is beaten there, and 4 runs to the total. They wouldn't mind that. All they need is to make sure that the runs keep flowing at a constant pace and come thick and fast. Have a look at it. Bounces in front of him, a slightly awkward bounce. He doesn't need to stand too back. Uzair is a medium pacer, but not somebody who pitches it short, so he can come up to make sure that he collects the ball before it starts dying down on him. There's a short third in place. This time with soft hands, plays it to the man at point, or rather gully. They take a single for that. Imran, the fielder there, takes the score on to 9. Gets Imran on to strike for the first time, the wicket keeper. Nine for the loss of no wicket. Omega Insurance Brokers. Short and takes him by surprise. Just having a check with him if he's okay. The helmets come off. These two teams have played each other on quite a few occasions, know each other's strengths. All looks to be okay out there at the center as we continue. The last ball of the first over coming up. You can already see the contest that these two have. Uzair bowling the last ball of the over. This time cuts this towards the point region. There's a fielder there, Sagar Kalyan there, the century maker. So 10 runs of the first over. It's a good start, but still behind the required run rate. Over number 2, Syed Maktoum to partner Uzair. This time gets to the meat of the ball, ball racing towards the mid-wicket boundary. The fielder there keeps it down to a single, takes the score on to 11. Brings Jijo on to strike. He's batting 5 of 4. Imran is partnering him. Too early on the shot, no feet movement, and it's a dot ball. The required run rate already touching 13. They need somebody to bat long, just the way Sagar had done, made sure that he had taken the innings along. As this time clips this towards the man at mid-wicket and the fielder there. The first wicket to fall. Jiju had picked this well off his legs but didn't keep the ball down. There was a man stationed for that. And straight into the hands of the man at mid-wicket. So the first wicket for Al Nabuda. Have a look at the replay. Picked this one, tried to send it towards the mid-wicket boundary, but the fielder stationed there takes an easy catch, and Al Nabuda fielders who have a good pedigree of fielders will make sure that they pouch anything that comes their way. He's out for 5 of 6 with 1 boundary. Saad, the man at number 3. For Omega Insurance, and is straight away pegged back with that delivery on the Goodland spot. No chance for him to move a lot. Another dot ball. 1 run coming out of the first 4 balls of the over. Full toss, cannot connect it well. Straight to the man at mid-off, no run there. Last ball of the second over. This time drilled down back against the bowler for 4. Ends the over with a boundary. 2 overs completed. 15 for the loss of 1 wicket. The man out, Jiju, out for 5 of 6. And Saad is off the mark with that boundary. Have a look at that. Just back past the bowler and quite quickly races away towards the boundary for 4 more. Over number 3 to begin. Uzair to continue. Down the leg side, and Zanal misses this one. It will be 5 wides. It's not happening for Zanal. Uzair has sprayed this one down leg side, trying to again bowl that into the ribcage of the batsman. He already had him in trouble in the last over, but this one's going down leg side. Zanal moved to his left, but unable to hold on to that. Score moves on to 20. This time cramps him up for room, straight to the man at short cover. No run there. This time in the slot, plays it over the long on boundary for a maximum. Score moves on to 26. So just giving one back to Uzair, what he gave them in the end of the innings. On the slot, and clears that front leg, and look at that shot into the night sky over the changing area. Score moves on to 26. Eleven runs coming off 2 balls. Trying to put the pressure back on the bowler. This time under edges this one over the keeper for 4 more. Score moves on to 30. Under edges this one, but a thick edge drops in front of the wicket, behind the wicket rather, and then over the keeper's head for 4 more. Takes the score on to 30. 15 of the first 3 balls. Now pressure back on the bowler. This time plays it towards short cover. They complete a single. Takes the score on to 31. Uzair this time not giving him much room to play with. He had opened his stance to make sure if it was going outside off stump, he could go inside out, but there wasn't much space for him to do that, and ends up playing it to short cover for a single. Score moves on to 31. This time drives it straight to the man at short mid wicket. No run there. One couple of balls left in the over. Sam cramps him for room and think against that tight single. Saad just asking for another bat, probably just want the ball thudded into his bat and must have given him some kind of a damage. 3 overs completed, 31 for 1. Over number 4 to begin, Syed Muqaddam to bowl to Mohammad Imran, who is batting 13 of 7. On to the leg, straight to the man at short fine. They take a quick single. 6 inches either way. This was into the fence, but he can consider himself unlucky that the ball went straight to the man at short fine. .32 for 1. This time plays it back to the bowler. No run there. Imran just having a word with Saad, probably giving him the message that not too many dot balls are going to help their cause. It's got to be every ball has to be productive. Down the ground, plays it towards the man at mid-on for a single. .33 for 1. Imran on strike. Onto the pads, plays it towards the man at mid-wicket. They complete one and now come back for the second. Chance for run out, but he must be safe. The umpire's not too keen on that. 2 more runs. Again, another one that was on the pads. Should have made it towards the boundary. Doesn't end up, so that'll not be. Score moves on to 35. Yorker this time dug out and allows that single to be taken. Takes the score on to 36 with 1 ball to play in the 4th over. .36 for 1. Last ball of the 4th over. This time plays it through the extra cover. There's a beautiful shot, and with the new ball, this one's going to race towards the boundary. Ends the over with 4 runs, 40 for 1 at the end of 4 overs. Syed Muqaddam 14 for 1 in the 2 overs that he's bowled. Have a look at that. Stands tall and just plays it through the line, and no chance for the short cover fielder, the mid-off fielder chasing the ball to retrieve it from the fence. Ronak, the left arm spinner, coming from around the wicket to Imran. He'll be pitching the ball and trying to take it away from him. And Imran too might fancy his chance going inside out. Full toss is called a no ball, slipped out of his hands, jumped down, but it was a no ball, so he'll have a free hit to his credit. Probably slipped out of the hands of Ronak as he has to re-ball that one. Free hit and plays it towards the long on area over the seating area for 6 more. He races to 23 of 12. Score moves on to 47. Free hit. He knew that he can't be out. So the moment it was pitched, he just clears his front leg and over the long on seating area for 6 more. This time wide outside the off stump and into the fence. He goes for 4 more. The 50 coming up. 50 coming up in 4.2 overs. हाँ बहुत फोन आ रहे थे देखो 11 runs of the first 2 balls, so Ronak will have to come back with a good reply as he this time pitches it inside the line. The ball still makes its way towards the fence for 4 more, takes the score on to 55. Have a look at that. Inner half of the bat, not a convincing throw, but at the moment Omega Insurance will not be bothered by that. They'll be happy to accumulate those runs. This time again clears that front leg and over long on for another monstrous 6. Score moves on to 61. Have a look at that. Just clearing his front leg, making sure he connects it well and over the long on boundary for another maximum. चार बॉल 61. This time cuts this towards the cover boundary for 4 more. And Ronak facing the heat now. The moment he's pitched the ball up, he just cuts this one with the field inside the circle. There's hardly any protection, and this time it goes to the boundary for 4 more. Score moves on to 65. This time again through the cover region for 4 more. So a big over comes to an end. 29 coming off that. Have a look at that. Just through the line, throwing his hands at that, and it goes to the fence for 4 more. The dugout breathing a bit easy now that the required run rate is gone above, the current run rate is gone above the required run rate. 29 coming off it, and Mohammad Imran is now 45 of 17. Have a look at the picturesque view out here. The lights in full flow around the stadium, the grounds here at the Al Malik grounds in Ajman. At the 7 district grounds. $61-69 for 1. मैंने देखा ही नहीं नीचे मैं वही मैंने 2-3 अपना पॉकेट टटोला क्योंकि ये आ गया स्कोर कार्ड काम हो गया चाबी भी मिल गई 69 for 1. Saad playing this towards the left of mid-off, gets a single, takes the score on to 70, brings Mohammad Imran on strike, who's at the moment batting on 45. He's got 5 boundaries and 3 sixes to his credit. At the moment hasn't got much better off Syed Maktoum. He's taken the other bowlers to task, and this time fancies his arm on that, and another 6, and his 50 comes in only 18 balls at a time when his side badly needs it. He was watching the carnage happen in the first innings behind the stumps, now decides to be in front of the wicket and take it on for his team. 51 of 18 balls, 5 boundaries, 4 sixes. And he still has to keep continuing. He has to play a long innings. The chasing 255, another 179 more. Current run rate 13.82, required run rate 12.34. And this time in the air, it's a miscued shot. Somebody has to come under it, but Imran just failing to reach the ball. and 2 more runs. It was a shot more out of impulse rather than the merit. Rewind. क्यों शॉट देखा नहीं रिप्ले देखा छोड़ो नहीं होगा. He tried to force the issue, skewed that one in the air, but luckily for him it fell in no man's land and he gets another double for it. Score moves on to 78. Syed missing his run up, will have to reload again. He's been the aggressor in this partnership. Saad has just been giving it. This time, again, open arms and over the cover boundary for 6. Takes the score on to 84. Awake trying to take it away, but it met well onto the bat and over the cover boundary for 6 more. Captain Zanal wanting to come and have a word, but Syed just informing him that he is well aware of what he needs to do. Just make sure he just executes it, keeping Mohammad Imran quiet now will be quite a task for the Al Nabuda insurance brokers. Orient and Watania will be watching carefully. Chance of an LBW, probably an inside edge onto the bat. The umpire says not out, so that's the way it will remain. End of power play. 6 completed. 84 for the loss of 1 wicket. Mohammad Imran batting 59 of 21. Saad batting 10 of 10. 171 runs more needed of 14 overs at 12.21. Over number 7, Parvez, after the power play, coming into the attack and starts off with a wide, and Zanaltu missing that one, gives away that extra run. Score moves on to 86. Al Nabuda had scored 23 boundaries and 10 sixes in their innings. And at the moment, Omega Insurance has 8 boundaries and 5 sixes, and they aren't done yet. This one falling short of the man at point, going towards the point boundary. Fielder there going the chase, keeps it down to another double. So 2 runs coming. So overall 4 runs coming of the first ball. Required run rate 12.07. They need to keep going at that same pace if they want to make sure that the current run rate is above the required. This time slaps this towards the man at extra cover. No chance for the fielder there. 4 more towards the point region rather. Slashes this one hard and it goes to the point region. Have a look at that. Takes the ball with a bit of water along with that. There's dew set onto the field. (92 for 1). We're just in the 7th over of the innings. Down the leg side, and Zanal has to move to his left, unable to hold on to that, and 3 more runs in the form of wides added to the score. Score moves on to 95. Now this one right in the slot and straight to the man at covers, and he extra covers and he drops at one. A side that prides in holding on to the catches. This one has been dropped. Takes a score on to 97. Need to see how costly that is. Probably the dew factor is where the fielders are finding it difficult to hold on to the catches. The last match they played against Watania, they held on to all the 9 catches that came their way, including a couple of blinders. So the standards that this team sets, it's quite unimaginable that they could drop the one that's coming just towards them. Takes a score on 197 as a dot ball after a long time. (13 runs of this of this over so far. This time plays this towards the man at long on. Takes a single. He moves on to 68 of 26. 14 runs with the ball to spare. Saad plays it back past the bowler. A single to end the over. 15 coming off it. 99 for 1 at the end of 7 overs. Mohammad Imran into the attack. 99 for 1 comes from round the wicket at the start of the 8th over. Slightly short, and Saad plays that one with soft hands. By the time the man from long on comes around, they complete a double. So 100 coming up in 7.1 overs. Saad making sure that he keeps that runs flowing and not have too many dot balls. Plays it with soft hands. The moment they took off, they set off for the. They had already decided that they'll go in for 2. Imran is not the quickest across the turf bowler, Mohammad Imran, whereas the batsman Imran is quite quick. Shot, asking for a caught behind, push this one quicker, and a dot ball. This time drives this towards the long off boundary. There's a fielder there. They come back for 2 quite easily. 4 runs coming of the first 3 balls. That's not a bad effort by the bowler. He needs to make sure he needs to keep that required run rate 12 and above. So even if he goes for 7 or 8 in the over, it's not a bad thing, considering that the ball's very difficult to grip. They're trying to dry the ball in their palms with every ball. He's not sure. He's got his short third man. Shot this time, plays this towards the man at long off, bisects both the extra cover fielder for 4 more. There's no point asking the fielder because you have to have gaps, and the moment you bowl it short, batsmen are going to make use of it, and it's going to be 4. So 8 runs coming off 4 balls. Now the pressure on Imran to try to contain them to the lowest. He's trying to dry the ball with his palms, with the ground, and with his trousers. This time drives this down the ground towards long off. They complete 1. And they easily come back. Sorry, they just completed 1. So 9 runs off 5 balls. Onto the pads, playing it towards the vacant square leg area. The fielder comes around and keeps it down to a double. Zanal trying to run out the batsman. A bit of miscommunication between both of them. But in the end, get 2 runs and 11 runs coming off this over. Just below the required run rate, but Omega wouldn't mind that. They know that the asking rate is lesser than the rate that they have achieved so far. 110 for 1 at the end of 8. This ball was a dot ball, so Saad this time trying to force the issue from outside the off stump, plays it straight to the man at mid wicket. Uzair, the fielder there, keeps it down to a single, brings Imran on to strike the triple Nelson on the board. 1-1-1 for 1 in 8.2 overs. Imran on strike, plays it in the air over the long on boundary for another maximum into the seating area, and he moves on to 76 of 28. $117 for 1. This time trying to again play the same shot, but a dot ball. It's batting 76 of 29, 7 runs of the first 4 balls. This time through the extra cover region for 4 more. And he moves on to 83. The moment it's pitched up, he just opens the blade and sends this towards the extra cover boundary for 4. This time over the long on boundary for another maximum. 17 runs coming off that over. 127 for 1 at the end of 9, and he moves on to 86 of 31. मैं पासवर्ड डाल दे इसमें, एक्सेस करूँगी 100 बनाएगा, मेरे को उसका बताना क्या हुआ, कहाँ चला गया मैं? TEI G capital 8 LR capital LRE EBT, E capital, B small, T small. Naveed coming into bowl the 10th over, 127 for 1. Saad onto the back foot. Just one, and they now come back for the second quite easily. Takes the score on to 129. Towards the long on boundary this time. 4 more. Saad now getting into the act. He is now batting 27 of 20 with 4 boundaries. They both got in when the score was 11, and since then they have a 122 runs partnership where Saad has just scored 27, and Imran was the aggressor as he plays it with soft hands towards the extra cover. The fielders are also unable to stop the doubles. Both these batsmen running hard, making sure they convert the singles to doubles, just the way ANIB Bulls were doing when they were batting. And they're doing it at a better rate than their opponents had done it. And that's why they are well on course if they continue the same way as ANIB Bulls are unable to find answers to keep Mohammad Imran quiet, and now Saad 2 is started gearing up, and 9 runs coming of the first 4 balls. Current run rate 14.07 and the required run rate 11.52. This time dabs this towards the wide point area, and the ball still makes it towards the fence. And he moves on to 90 of 32 balls. 140 for 1. We are just at the end of the 10th over. Just one more ball left. And he's batting on 90 of 32 balls with 8 boundaries and 7 maximums. This time plays it on the onside, the ball going towards the square leg fence for a single. End of the 10th over, 141 for 1. Mohammad Imran batting 91 of 33, 8 boundaries, 7 maximums. Jiju was the first to go for 5 of 6, and Saad Khan batting 30 of 22 with 4 boundaries, 15 extras, needing another 114 of the remaining 10 overs. And the break in play gets the much needed wicket that they're looking for. Mohammad Imran trying to force the issue from this side. First ball, and Ronak, after being clobbered for 29 in the first over that he had given, slightly slow. This time skews it off the wrong side of the bat. He should have gone over long on, ended up playing it towards long off. And Mohammad Imran takes a catch, much to the relief of the Al Nabuda team. And he's out for 91. And the faith that Zanal had in Ronak has paid off. (91 of 34), 8 boundaries, 7 maximums, has given the platform for his side. Need another 114 in the remaining 59 balls. Brings Ikram to strike. Ikram starts off with the boundary of the first ball. This time plays it towards point, no run there. 3 runs of the first 4 balls and a wicket. 13.81 the current run rate, required at 11.58. Another 110 more of 57 balls. This contest is far from over. At this time drives it towards the extra cover boundary. There's a fielder there and a single. He moves on to 5 of 3. The ball travelled while it was on, when they were playing it from the other end, but now from the commentary end, it's a bit different. There's dew on the field, so the ball is still wet, but plays it with soft hands towards point. They take up for a quick single, keeps the score on to 147 with 1 more ball left in the over. Playing it back to the bowler. End of the over. 35 for 1 in the 2 overs. Coming back in a second spell, giving away just 6 runs of the over that he's bowled. Total score 147 for 2. Needing another 108 runs more of the remaining 9 overs. So exactly 12 runs an over. Mohammad Imran coming bowling to Saad. He goes onto the back foot, plays it towards the man at long off, keeps it down to a single. Ronak, the fielder there, takes the score on to 148. Brings Ikram onto strike. This time trying to cut this one too close for comfort into the keeper's gloves. So another dot ball. So the last 8 balls since the fall of Imran's wicket, they've just managed to get a boundary and a couple of singles, 3 singles rather. So that's going to put pressure back on them. At this time plays it back to the bowler, no run. Probably Ikram sizing himself. He knows that he has the capacity to go big, and he needs a couple of good hits from his bat to get that moyo in. This time down the ground, Ronak coming over to his right, keeps it down to a single. The fall of Imran's wicket has certainly shifted the momentum back towards ANIB, who are now trying to keep a lid on things. .4 overs completed, 149 for 2. Saad playing it towards the man at extra covers. Naveed, the fielder there. So that's not Naveed, but he makes sure that he is within the boundary ropes, keeps it down for 2 more, 151 for 2. The man out, Jiju, was the first to go for 5 of 6. And then after a brilliant 91, Mohammad Imran was caught by Mohammad Imran off the bowling of Ronak Patel. Sorry, it was Ronak. Last ball of the over coming up. Again, plays this towards the man at point. There's a misfield there. They complete 1 run. End of the over, 152 for 2 after 12 overs. Twelve overs completed. Current run rate 12.67. Required run rate 12.88. Now this battle is on, as this time he tries to force it towards the man at long on. Syed Muqaddam, the fielder there, keeps it down to a single. Ronak come back magnificently and cut short the innings of Mohammad Imran, who had blazed away from the commentator's end. And this time, in the first ball he faced, he couldn't get him away and was caught by Imran. And since then, Ronak and Mohammad Imran from ANIB Bulls have managed to string a few good overs to keep ANIB now back in pole position. Somebody has to now go after the bowling before it gets too late, as he plays this superb shot on the back foot towards the cover region for 4, slightly short, and it was dealt with precision towards the cover region for 4 more. Required run rate now touching the 13 mark. They need to get a few boundaries in quick succession to, as this time into the pads, an indecision between both the batsmen to go for that run. And a dot ball. 6 of 4 balls. Onto the back foot, plays it towards the man at covers. There's a misfield there. The man at gully comes around, keeps it down to a single. The aerial shots all of a sudden have been missing from the armory of Omega Insurance Brokers batsmen. They've been playing down the ground but unable to get anything over the boundary line. Drives this towards the man at covers. The midfielder coming around, keeps it down to a single. End of a good over for ANIB Bulls. 8 runs coming off it. 43 for one of the 3 overs. 160 for 2 at the end of 13. Giving a dot ball to start. 160 for 2. As Ikram goes across the line this time, doesn't get any connection. Another dot ball. Is now 8 of 11. Two consecutive dot balls, 16 of 2.2 overs for Mohammad Imran. He couldn't contribute much from the bat, but doing the job with the ball, as this time a full toss played towards the man at wide long on. Just a single for that. Three balls, just a single. Score moves on to 161 for 2. Saad on strike is 41 of 30. Full toss, plays it towards the man at wide long off. They just get one more run, so another single takes the score on to 162. दो सिंगल आए, देख रहा हूँ, इधर ही देख रहा हूँ ना. 162 for 2. Plays it high in the air. The man at long on coming around just falls short of him. Just a single. One more run added Ikram's not finding his radar at the moment. He's struggling a bit. He needs to come up with the goods if he wants to see his side over the line here. Saad playing it towards the man at wide long off rather, a single, just 4 runs coming off it at the end of 14 overs, 164 for 2, needing another 91 of the remaining 36 balls. Over number 15, Ronak to continue, plays it over the bowler's head for a maximum. Saad just getting under that ball and sends it, didn't go for the height but went for the distance, and he gets that. A good start to the over, pressure on the bowler now. Saad moves on to 49 of 33. Goes onto the back foot, plays it towards wide long off. There's a fielder there. They complete 150 for Saad of 34 balls. .50 of 34 balls with 5 boundaries and 1 maximum. But the job's not yet done. He will need to come up with the goods to get his team out on the line, as another single takes the score on to 172. The required run rate now touching 15 runs and over, and with every passing ball this one's gonna keep going up as he plays it in the air towards the long off region over the long off fielder. Imran's clearly not happy. He first gives Ronak a bit of advice and then goes to pick the ball from over the boundary ropes. Have a look at that. In the slot, Slad opens up and sends this over. Even before the ball had touched the ground, Imran was already venting out. 178 for 2. Saad now 56 of 35 in the air. And another maximum. Have a look at that. Trying to this time go inside the line of the batsman, but he sends this over the deep mid wicket. No chance for the fielder there. And 6 more. Takes the score on to 184. 20 runs coming off the 5 balls. And this time, straight to the man at long off, one bounce, 21 runs coming off the over. Imran's still been talking about that. He's got to understand that Omega are not to go, will not be going down without fighting this one out. So they're gonna get a few back, what they had given to them. The ball sweat, it's quite difficult to hold on to it. Nonetheless, 185 for 2 at the end of 15, needing another 70 of the remaining 5 overs. चार इससे मारे जैसे सागर आउट हुआ वो क्या नाम है लेफ्ट हैंडर क्या है जो बॉलर भी है उनका उसने आके 4 मारे फिर सैयद मुकद्दम ने 2 मारे कंटिन्यूस 36 रन 6 बॉलों में आ गए और ये वही 36 रन जो अगर तो समझ उसमें 18-20 रन भी कम होते तो अभी ये 50 कर रहे होते 5 ओवर में इनको वही 6 छक्के अभी लौटाने हैं फटाफट लास्ट ओवर में नहीं होगा तो अभी होगा मोहम्मद उजैर coming into bowl Saad playing it towards the third man boundary there's a fielder there gets a single he's gone for 22 of the first 2 overs that he bowled 186 Uzair bowling to Ikram. Short ball, plays it towards short fine, and they complete a single. Came quick on to Ikram. He couldn't get the stroke that he was looking for. They don't mind those singles going away. Uzair bowling to Saad. Plays this towards the deep cover fence. There's a fielder there, just a single. So 3 balls, 3 runs coming. And that required run rate again touching 15. It's been a seesaw battle in the last few overs. The required run rate just hovering between the 13 to 15 mark. It's not in decimals but in digits, where a couple of good hits and that required run rate would start coming down. But if there's a couple of dot balls, that required run rate jumps up. chips this one towards the extra cover boundary. No chance for the fielder there. Much needed boundary for Ikram, who is still not able to find the radar. He's now 16 or 16 with that boundary. His second boundary. He scored a boundary at the first ball that he came, and then he's got one now. Stand and deliver. Chip that one. And the super blades that these boys have in their hands. They're getting the ball to the boundary more than often. Full toss, that's what he should be doing. Low full toss. There's always a chance that the batsman will miss that one. He'll only get a one if he gets under it. And this was the same thing that was missing from the Omega Insurance bowlers when Uzair came and Syed Muqaddam. They started feeding him when there's length deliveries, and he was more than happy to deposit them out of the playing area. 193 for 2, 15.5 overs. Last ball of the 16th over, he has gone for 30. Shot, plays it on the back foot towards the point reach, and the man at covers coming around to his left stops it with his boot, but cannot stop them from taking 2 more runs. End of the over, 195 for 2 at the end of 16 overs. Needing another 60 of the remaining 4. दूसरा T20 भी जीत दिया क्या पाकिस्तान कितना हाँ over number 17 to begin. Syed Muqaddam into the attack. Ikram sending this one towards the long on boundary. There's fielder there, Uzair, who does the fielding, keeps it down to a single. Score moves on to 196. Saad 67 or 40. This time onto the pads, playing it towards the deep mid-wicket area for a maximum. He's just managing to hold his team up over the line, over the water. Have a look at that. Into the pads, and what a pickup shot. Glorious to the eye. And over the mid-wicket fence for 6. The 200 coming up, 200 for 2, 202 for 2 in 16.2. needing another 53 more runs of the remaining 22 balls. This time onto the pads towards the fine leg area. There's no protection there. Trying to make sure he doesn't give him room outside the off stump, but ends up bowling onto his pads. And this one's going down towards the fine leg boundary for 4 more. Have a look at that. Just helping its way with no protection there. That's always going to go into the boundary for 4 more. Score moves on to 206. Takes Saad on to 77 of 42. Uzair just having a word with Syed. He's gone for 40 and taken 1 wicket in the 3.3 over that he bowled. कौन है भैया देखता हूँ. This time cuts. Dot ball. Eleven runs of 4 balls. This time towards the mid-wicket area. They complete 1. Will they come back for 2? Yes, they should. Two more runs, 13 runs coming off that of 5 balls. So they've just maintained with the required run rate in the last 5 balls. They need to make sure they get another couple to keep it to 15 and stay on course. But if they cannot think of anything less than 2 out here. If it's a boundary or a maximum, that's a welcome thing for Orient. Chips this over the man at long on, and the long on fielder is just a spectator there. 6 more runs, and Syed is continuing where Imran had left off in the slot, and the extension of the arms takes this well over the side screen, and the man at long on can just see that sail over there.
टक्कर का मैच चल रहा है.
Syed completing his quota of 4 overs and giving away 48 runs and a wicket to his credit. 214 for 2, 41 remaining in the required in the remaining 18 balls. Trying to lap this one, not a very good shot, but still will get a single and get off strike. He's struggling out there. You have to get that single and get Saad on strike. You can play percentage cricket. You don't need to be cute and try to overdo anything. Saad's in the zone right now. He's the one who's doing the bulk of the scoring. You need to support him. And a single brings Saad onto strike. He's batting 85 of 45 balls with 6 boundaries and 5 maximums. This time plays it towards the cow corner area. The cow finish one. They will come back for the second. 2 more runs. Good throw, but Saad was well and truly home. Takes the score on to 217. ANIB Bulls had scored 23 boundaries and 10 maximums in their allotted 20 overs. And at the moment, Omega Insurance have already got 17 boundaries and 12 maximums to their credit. And they still haven't finished yet. Saad plays this towards, covers a misfield there. Allows the ball to go to the boundary. Had he fielded that one, it would have been a single and taking Saad away off strike. But in the end, now it is a boundary. 7 runs of the first 3 balls. And the score moves on to 217. Needing another 34 of the remaining 15 balls. Saad on strike. He's now into 90. He's gone to 91. Cramps him up for room. Gets him a single. And more importantly, takes him off strike. Brings Mohammad Ikram on strike, who is now 19 of 19. York dot ball. That's worth gold out here right now. More importantly, keeping Saad off strike, and every dot ball that required run rate is going to jump up. Last ball, 2-2-2 for 2. And Ikram now has the license to go big on this ball. So even if he misses, it gets Saad on to strike for the next over. He fancies himself. He needs to get an even number, get a 2, get a 4, or get a 6. But make sure you're playing it right. There's no need to go over the keeper and try to play anything, because Uzair is not going to give you that length. And this time, full toss, sends it towards the cover boundary for 6. That is what was required. He had the license to play the shot and brings it out at the right time. Takes the score on to 2-8, needing another 27 of the remaining 2 overs. Have a look. Full toss. Connects it cleanly over the extra fielder for a maximum. And the fielder inside the circle can just have a look at it. Sail over the boundary ropes. 27 of the remaining 2 overs. Welcome back. Over number 19, Mohammad Imran to bowl. He has the task of keeping Saad quiet. And only he knows how is he going to do it. Setting the field as per his requirements. Saad just sizing up the fielders. 27 of 12. Tucks him up. He gets a single of the first ball. Do they come back for two? Yes, they do. By the time the fielder, Ronak, comes around, they take two more. Not a bad ball. Don't give Saad the liberty to go over the top. You're better off giving him a single. "25 more of the remaining 11 balls. Plays this towards the extra cover boundary for 4. Not the right way. As I said, the moment you give him outside the off stump and the room, he's going to keep crashing you into the boundaries. Have a look at that. Goes a bit low, gets under the ball and across the turf. By the time the cover fielder could even go for 3 steps, the ball was into the cover boundary for 4 more. So 6 runs of the first 2 balls. Brings the equation down to 21 of 10. This time plays a heave that goes towards short fine. The fielder coming around. And more importantly, gives Saad those 2 runs, which gets him to his 100 of 51 balls. He still isn't raising his bat. He knows that he still has a task on hand. Ikram wanted to congratulate him. He acknowledges and tells him to stay there, concentrate. They need another 19 more of the remaining 9. Gets to a single. Takes the score on to 237. 18 of 8. With 8 wickets in hand, that's not going to matter. All that matters is how do they get those 18 runs of the remaining 8 balls. Ikram on strike. Does he go for a single and give Saad the strike? Does he go for the big one? The last over, when it was the last ball, he knew that he had to go big. But this time, does he go big himself? Tries to drive this. He gets a single there. They get one. Gets Saad onto strike 17 of 7. And both these players, the batter and the bowler, good friends off the field. A little bit of banter going on just to make sure they keep their heads cool and calm. This is the game of cricket. This is not the end of the world. They need to go back together and probably play together at another tournament sometime. But right now, they are up against each other. Saad, last ball of the over. Now dilemma for him, whether he goes for the big one, whether he gets a single or a boundary. A dot ball. Well bowled Imran in the end, making sure he doesn't give away the single and keeps Saad off strike. One more over, 17 runs required. इसको बंद कर मैं फटाफट तब तक उत्तम को कॉल कर दूं और मैसेज भी करना है ना अंपायर को अगर Well, if there was drama in the first 39 overs, the drama still continues in the 40th over of this game. More than 500, nearly 500 runs have been scored with one more over to go as Naveed and Ikram plays it towards the mid-wicket boundary. They come for one and they come back for the second. Do they go for the run out? No, they don't. They don't mind those twos. They want to make sure that they don't go for a boundary. And more importantly, if they can keep Saad away, Ikram is scoring but not at the rate that they're looking for. 15 of the remaining 5, 2 runs of the first 2 balls. Naveed, who had gone for 14 in the first over, gives away 2 in the first ball. It's pretty, and this time gets it onto the pad and towards the mid-wicket region. They complete one and they come back and they retake. Just one is what they get, deciding that they give Saad the strike now. Score moves on to 241 runs, 14 of the last 4. If you are weak at the heart, it's not the time that you should be seeing the screens, because a hit here and there and that momentum can shift. Shot, plays it towards the mid-wicket region. One bounce into the fence he goes. Not the length that you should be bowling. It just sat up to be hit. Naveed trying not to give it right up to the batsman, bowled it short, and he sends this towards the mid-wicket boundary for 4, but still another 10 of the last 3 balls. They've gone for 7 of the first 3 balls. It all is now up to Saad. He has to make sure that the next 3 balls that are available, 2 of them touch the boundary rope somehow. One over and one, even if it goes down the ground, but he needs to get them. He needs to get, as he plays it in the air towards the extra cover boundary for a maximum. The 250 coming up, and 4 runs of the last 2 balls. Now it started off well. He made sure he kept Ikram quiet, but you can't keep Saad quiet. You gave him the width, and the moment, the zone that he is in and the form that he is in, he was never going to miss out on that. 4 runs of the last 2 balls. Wonder where T20 cricket is gone. 255-2 at the moment. Looks that it is not enough as he bowls him, and just the look on Saad's face, he didn't know how come this one just crashed under his thumbs, and agonizingly will have to walk back to the hut after a magnificent 100. Have a look at that. Yokes himself up, and just the moment that they wanted, Naveed. Scorer to umpire. बॉस नो सुपर ओवर। अगर हुआ तो 1 पॉइंट ईच है। अंपायर को बता देना अगर 3 रन बनेंगे तो।
ओवर नहीं होगा?
नहीं नहीं, सुपर ओवर नहीं होगा, अंपायर को बता दो। लास्ट बॉल 111 of 56. The triple Nelson struck for Saad, and he was gutted the moment he saw the ball kissing the stumps and his bails falling down. Slowly walked back to the pavilion, and the last ball of the game, 4 runs required, 3 for a tie. Remember, there's no super over. They will share a point each. In anything below 3 is welcome for Al Nobuda Insurance, who at the halfway stage fancied 255 was more than enough, but just coming down to the last ball, is it still enough? Rami is the man. All Naveed has to do is bowl it into the wicket, make sure he doesn't give away a boundary or an extra ball. Plays it over the man at covers. Does it go for the boundary? Yes, it does. And just 1 ball is what Rami is needed. He came and thought what the fuss is all about. Sends this towards the cover boundary, and 255 is chased down with 7 wickets in hand. And what a game of cricket that we had. ANIB Bulls will be crestfallen. They thought that they had 255, which was enough on the back of Mohit Kalyan's century, but Saad reciprocating that century back. And in the end, on the 20th over, this game was done and dusted with Omega Insurance winning the game on the last ball of the match. We have the scorecard for you. Scorecard. Batting scorecard. कर लो ये तो कर सकते हैं। अच्छा ठीक है, चल ठीक है. We'll go into the presentations with the teams, and we'll come back with you tomorrow morning after the presentations for 2 more games in this Insurance Premier League Season 12 here at the 7 district grounds. Handshakes all around for the teams. A good game of cricket, but in the end there was one person who will win and one person who will be on the losing side.